Hey, good morning everybody. It's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. I am heading off to an estate sale early on Sunday morning. The thing I'm excited about with this one is that it is a pick and pull estate sale. So basically, there really shouldn't be too many things with price tags on them. You just pick what you could find and put it in a box and bring it up, and they'll price you up at the counter. I love those kind of sales. Plus, the person who I am going to, who's running this sale, I have a good relationship with the person who runs the checkout, so I normally get really good deals from her. So I'm excited about that. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put the camera on too much in there. I might be able to put it on, but not talk too much, because if the house is, crowded and stuff, there might be too many people near me, and I got to be careful what I say on the camera. The other thing that I'm a little pumped up for about this sale is that the only place that it was actually advertised was on a private email list. So I didn't see it advertised on Craigslist, which is where she normally advertises it. I didn't see her advertise it in the classifieds online, which is where she normally advertised. Seems like kind of a rushed sale. She doesn't normally do them on Sundays, usually does them on Saturdays. No photos were included with the mailing, but I did confirm with her that it is today. So I'm excited to see what's there, and I'm hoping maybe there won't be that much competition. Not sure, because it is Sunday and there's not as much going on Sunday. So for people who do know about it, if they spread the word, there might be a lot of people who show up. We'll see in a few moments, because I'm almost there. Well, this is not looking good. This is like, oh my God, the line of cars to get into this sale is crazy. This is all for the estate sale, which is on the other side of the road. I'm gonna have to park over here and walk up pretty far to get there. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So here we go. Gonna walk all the way down to this estate sale. The person who is running this sale has been doing estate sales for 20 to 25 years. So it does make sense that, I'm going to cross over here, it does make sense that there would be a lot of people on her email list who would have found out about this sale. The thing that stinks about having to park so far away, though, is that if I do find something, I can't easily just, if it's a lot of stuff, it's going to be a pain walking it all the way back to the car. So in that situation, what you do is just leave it there at the sale, and then, leave it at the front desk. And by that point, a lot of these cars will be gone. I stay there usually for a while. And then I would come back with the car, bring it up closer, and then load the car up at that point. One good thing about this is get a little bit of exercise walking, but you can see here's the estate sale right here, and I will show you the house and show you how many people are lined up. You start to see familiar faces when you go to this thing, these types of sales for weekend after weekend. You can see here people are lined up. House is pretty small, old, which is a good sign. Here we go. This is where being tall has an advantage. Everyone walked by this, so let's see if I can get anything good out of up here. Awesome. One of many amazing toolbooks up here I will show you later. There's another one. Second one. These are from 1910. So let me just backtrack for a moment, show you where this is relative to where I came into the house. So this is the house entrance. That's my stuff, sir. Sir, that's my stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. I just pulled that all actually from up there in that corner.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah. Someone was complaining I have a height advantage that I was able to get up there. But they were all stacked
Sometimes
up there.
the short have a height advantage.
Yeah, so it worked out. But yeah, I was just showing kind of where it was relative to when you walk in the
Well, you know
door.
what? You
Because a
get
lot of people, they just walk right by it and they don't realize that
No,
the stuff's
you know,
right there.
that's-
So it is pretty high up there though. So this is the stack. This is why I need to bring multiple stacking boxes so I could walk around with all this stuff. So I've got to take this out of here. I've got them all stacked in this big box, and then I could put this box on top, and now I could still walk around and do the sale. So that's why I advise taking interlocking boxes like this of different sizes. So this is why it's pick and pull, because it's just so dirty everywhere. I mean, this is why they didn't put pictures online either. It's just, you want to get something, you've got to do some work to fix it up, typically. It's just a mess. Well, could always use another tape measure. Pick that up. Dark in this room. That's why you need to bring a flashlight.
There you go.
Absolutely, you gotta be prepared.
That's right.
You can just see how dirty some of this stuff is.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it's broken too. I mean, you really gotta work to find stuff. Another good example, something completely broken. Would have been good if it was not broke, but too bad. So this is the next room to the left when you come in from the garage. It's a lot, I mean, just a lot of damaged stuff. This is interesting up here. There's a mechanical drawing book and a vintage compass. So we'll probably take those two, maybe sell them together. Kitchen. More filth, just gross. You really have to look past this stuff.
Is this for the same woman?
Come in here. Pearl Jam posters. Get these. Lots of books to look through too. Double-sided, like it. So we've got poop on top of these books here. It's pretty nasty. Man, not getting any of these. Gross. Wow, that was absolutely disgusting. The smells in there were so nasty, especially when they opened up the refrigerator. People almost vomited. It was just so gross. I mean, the poop that was all over the place. You know, be careful with that stuff. Don't touch poop with your bare hands. All that mice poop and stuff. It's gross. You'll get sick. Just stay away from it. You know, even if you have gloves on, I mean, you still want to stay away from that stuff. You don't want to start picking up products that have poop in it, because then it's going to be in the products, and you don't want to ship that stuff out to customers. So leave that stuff to the side. Dirt is one thing. Poop is on another level, and I'm staying away from the poop, everybody. So, now that sale, that's the reason why there was no, there were no pictures ahead of time, because you can't really market a sale like that. You have to just verbally describe it as pick and pull. So places like that, though, can have some good treasures. You just have to be willing to withstand the type of nastiness that's in there. Now, I will tell you that you saw that big line of cars, that big line of people. I literally saw people walking out of there within 30 seconds. In fact, running out of there within 30 seconds, which you never see at a normal estate sale. So it's just gross. Now, if you are willing to, you know, put up with some of that stuff and, you know, be calm and patient despite all of the smells and stuff and some of the just the nastiness, you know, you can find some good things. Now, yeah, I did find the Pearl Jam posters, which, by the way, I advise carrying a rubber band with you, so when you find posters, you can just carry them around like this in the rubber band and they don't unfurl. Yeah, I found a little tape measure, which is just for my reselling business. I'll just throw it in the garage. Yeah, I found the mechanical drawing book with the vintage compass. That's a nice little touch. But the true value was when I walked into the house, and I showed you this in the video, where everybody, by the way, just walked right by. Everyone had tunnel vision, boom, boom, boom. Everyone just goes right by. No one pays attention to the closet. No one bothers to look up top. Now, yes, I do have a competitive height advantage. I'm 6'6". I could easily get up there and start pulling down things from that top shelf. But if you're not tall enough, then you just get something to stand on, get a step stool, get a box, stand on it, go and start grabbing that stuff. So turns out that that corner on the top there to the right, that's where all these great old books were on machinery and tools that were really old, like back to the early 1900s. Those things are going to sell really well. I'll show them to you in just a second because I couldn't really show them to you that well at the sale. The room was a little crowded. I don't want to say too much, but it being in that corner kept it a little bit protected from some of the nastiness in the rest of the house. Don't get me wrong, I mean, there's still some dirtiness to it and stuff, and a little bit of mold and, you know, stuff I'm gonna have to clean, but for the most part, it definitely kept it in better shape. Like there was no poop on it or anything like that. Let me show you a couple examples of what it is that I found, and this again will prove to you why you don't want to skip over looking in those closets and looking on those top shelves. So this is cool. This Chrysler parts book, and this is 1965 models. So I like that. That's a nice one. That'll sell well. The best one though, and there's two of these, I showed you when I pulled them off. These modern machine shop practice books are so cool. When you open them up, it's got that nice, you know, kind of lacquered finish to it. And then you can see here, when I open it, let's see here. So, but the really better items were the giant books. Now I showed you when I pulled these off of the top shelf area there, I was pulling them down. There's two of them. Really, really cool. These modern machine practice books that go back to 1910. And you open them up, it's still got the nice, cool, shiny, kind of lacquered finish there. And when I open it up, let me show you here. We've got that this is a 1910 edition right there. Hope you could see that, 1910. And then you open it up, and there's just all sorts of just amazing old diagrams and text about machinery. I'll see if I could show you like another example of this. I mean, this is stuff that machinists will, you know, die for. Now, there's a few little stains in the book, but nothing that's going to prevent it from selling. So I got this one, and I got another one of them. So volume 1, and I've got volume 2. So that's really cool. I could even sell them both together. Those you could safely ship out medium mail. Also, I've got some just nice old tool books here. So this is Taft Pierce handbook. So you open these up, and you're just gonna see all sorts of cool stuff related to machinery. This stuff sells very well. Guys love to pick up books like this, especially if they're old and vintage and you can't find them anymore. This one dates back to 1929. So there's that one. Here's another one here, which is Brown Sharps and Small Tools. Every one of these books go back to the early 1900s. So you've got all sorts of measurements in here, and you've got all sorts of cool diagrams and things. People just love this stuff. And you know, here's another Small Tools book, so I could kind of lump them together and sell them like in a little bit of a lot. I've got another one here. This is the Welder's Handbook. I highly recommend that as a be on the lookout item. I do really well with Welder's handbooks, so check those out, especially if they're vintage. And then this one here, the Syracuse Supply Company one. This one is pretty beat up, but I still picked it up because it's an amazing old parts catalog. Really, really cool. So machinists will love to get something like this. You know, pretty janky on the front here, but still, I think just because of the inner contents, it will that will help sell it. So anyway, that's pretty much a wrap up of what I found at that sale. But just again, a good reminder to make sure that you are looking up in those top closets. Anyway, now we're going to have the complete opposite experience at the second estate sale we're going to go to later today, which is a place that's absolutely pristine. It's in the city of Skinny Atlas, which is just in a very rich, wealthy area. So it's complete. We're going to have two extremes in terms of estate sales we're going to visit today. So let's get on over there. It's going to take a while to get there, but we're going to start the trip. Hey, it just dawned on me that I forgot to tell you how much I got all those books for. I was able to get all of them for $5. So I am really happy. The books, the compass, the tape measure, the posters, basically everything that I got, $5. So can't beat that. That's why I go to these types of sales, even if they're gross and nasty like that, because pick and pull, you can almost name your price. I didn't even have to name the price. She just said, I'll give it to you for $5, Dom. She knows me. So that was it. All right, everybody, as you can see, change of clothes. I literally went home and took a shower because I just felt so disgusting from that just filthy place that I was at this morning. And we are now at the complete opposite extreme. We are in a very ritzy area, a very exclusive type of area. I mean, we're talking $1 million homes around this area in Skinny Atlas. The street that the house is actually on, you're not even allowed to park there. You have to park on one of these off-roads. So we're gonna walk on over there, and I don't think there's really gonna be too much there for me, but I'd like to support the person who runs this sale, and I'm gonna just head on over there. And historically I've done very well with her, maybe not so much today, but we'll see. And it'll be also just cool to just get a little contrast on video, really, from just one extreme of estate sale conditions to another. So let's head on over there, see what we find. Okay, so here we are at the sale. Not as many cars are here as were at the last sale. You could see the size of some of these houses. It's crazy. So very, very nice area. This is the street I was telling you about, where you can't park on the street because the road is not big enough to have that many cars on it. Now it is about 1 o'clock. This sale started at 11. That's one of the reasons there's not as many people here, but there still could be some stuff, so we'll see. I don't know how many people made the trip out here. It is about 35 minutes away from where I live on this part of Skinny Atlas. So let's just get a picture of the house so we could do a compare and contrast with the rundown house that I showed you earlier from the first sale. So we're almost there. You can see there's a big dumpster in front there because they had to clear a lot of stuff out of that house. That's typical for a lot of these sales. There will be a dumpster out because when they prep the house before the sale, they got to get a lot of stuff out of there so that people could actually walk through. So this is the house right here. You can see much bigger and nicer than what we just dealt with. And we will now start off and see if we can find anything. Okay, gonna go down to the basement. As you will notice, there is no poop. There's no dirt. It's very nice. There's books in here, so we'll go through these. Some collectibles to look at. Lots of stuff. Smells nice. Air conditioning's on. Some stuff out there to look at. And some stuff in here.
I believe so.
Little bar area. So much different from where we were just at earlier today. You never want to pass up on Boba Fett, that's for sure. So you can get them and just put some Star Wars stuff in there. One of the most popular Star Wars characters around, Boba Fett. There you go. And if you look underneath here, we've got this lot of army men. So there's a lot of them here. We've got them in green. Got them in red. And got some in blue. So we've got different colors. Got to be over 100 of them. And you could do well selling these in like a big lot together. You could sell over 100 for like $70. So yeah, I'm gonna pick these up. These are definitely cool to have. You can get them for a few bucks, you know. All these together, it's a good deal. So I always say to check the plush box, and this is why we found this one sitting in here. And this is an old doll. It's Magus. It's made in Italy. This one here is sold for $14 online. So anytime you could find these old vintage dolls, they're not, you know, cheap things made in China. Like this one here, you could see it's a nice old doll. Pick them up because I could get these in a lot right here, like this whole little lot. Someone will purchase these, not this one because the head's missing, but these here, you put these together in a nice little lot, you could do really well on this. $50, maybe $60 for all these combined, maybe even more. I'm gonna get them for a few bucks, so definitely worth picking them up. So this is a whole box of vintage metal knobs. Some of them are in the original plastic, and if you could get a lot like this for just a few bucks, someone who's trying to redecorate their furniture, I mean, you could do really well. Okay, so can't go upstairs. The upstairs is blocked off. Excuse me. It's a nice big open area down here. Nice outside. Nice view. But not much here to get for a resale. So if I had a brick and mortar store like Craigslist Hunter, I'd totally pick this up for $60. It's a great piece to sell in a shop. It's amazing. Miss Primetime doesn't like it. She thinks that it is too scary, but Little Miss Primetime likes it. I like it. Wondering what you think. Let me know. Okay, so we're finished up. One of the things I didn't get a chance to show you from the books is my normal purchase of Diary of the Wimpy Kid book. If you haven't seen my videos before, I do purchase these for about $1 each if I find them at garage sales, or 50 cents, and then I put them in big lots and sell them like 10, 15 at a time, something like that. That's pretty much it in terms of what I did not show at the actual time. It's the only thing I didn't get on tape. Now, everything that I got here, everything that you see in this box, I put all those knobs and stuff in here. This whole entire box of stuff, $10. And I ran into the woman whose house that they were selling. It's normally not the case. They normally don't have the homeowner there, but this time that they did. Now the lady looked to be in her 50s or 60s. She said that she got all these dolls as a kid from her parents each time they went to the original country. So this one literally was purchased in Italy, and she had these all her life, and she was kind of just saying it's time to part with them at this point. So overall did very well. I kind of joke around and call this place the Hamptons. So it's kind of like we went from the House of Horrors to the Hamptons, which is probably what I'm going to title this video. It just has a little catchy ring to it. So wow, not bad to get all that stuff for 10 bucks. If I just sell this doll and make all my money back. So another great purchase at the state sale. And they were joking around, by the way, the people who run the sale know me really well, and they said only you could find this type of stuff, because they're like, no one else has the patience to kind of sit there and go through this stuff. So remember, I showed up 2 hours after the sale started, and all this stuff is still sitting there in the plush bucket, because I guess no one really took the time to look through it, or just assumed that because there was junky plushes on top that aren't worth anything, that these wouldn't be worth too much. So but that's not the case. You'll often find expensive stuff mixed in with good stuff sometimes, especially at sales. You never know how these boxes get mixed together with different contents. So overall, very, very happy with today's purchase. It is time to head home and start taking care of other aspects of the business. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Also, make sure if you have a comment or a question that you ask that down below. And if you want to join my Facebook group for additional all sorts of tips and help and all different types of support and assistance, come over there, join it. I do not think you'll be disappointed. We have over 1,600 members now, getting close to 2,000. It's just a terrific group. So come on by in the description section, just hit join request, and I will see that and let you in pretty quick, as long as everything looks okay with your profile. And I will see you at the next video. Thanks, everyone.